Hello, lovely ladies. I hope you can hear me. I'm out on my walk, so coming to you rather disheveled this morning. But nonetheless, I felt it was important to show up with part two of our message about when you haven't any space because you're always having to focus on bringing money in. And some of you asked some really great questions around that. In particular, one of you wanted to know about what to do when you just have such a busy life. Some of my clients are mothers and they're also coaching. Some of my clients are taking care of sick partners and they're also trying to get their business going. So I wanted to come to you and speak a little bit more deeply on this topic, regardless of what situation you're in right now. If you just find you don't really have spaciousness in your life, this is really going to help you. Because see, I used to think that my experience of overwhelm and stress and lack of space was down to the amount of external activity I had to deal with. Building a business, developing a coaching program, selling my services, marketing my services, trying to keep my relationship going, traveling the world. When I was traveling the world and hosting clients in all those luxurious locations and dealing with, hotels and organizing retreats, I really thought there was all of my issue with lack of space was to do with my schedule and how much I had going on. And I came to see something new. I came to see that my mind, my state of mind, was going so fast internally that everything on the outside was just lacking space. I just had no mental bandwidth. And I did not know there was a relationship between the level of noise we're living in internally and our external world. I really truly thought that my feelings of overwhelm and lack of space and busyness and overwhelm were because of my schedule. Now, this is kind of radical when you really get this. When you really start to see that it's in taking care of your frantic mind first that you're able to handle everything around you, regardless of whether you're a mother or regardless of whether you're a business owner, regardless of whether you're caring for a sick partner. There are times in the day that you will notice you are able to manage whatever is going on. You are able to even enjoy it at times. And then there are other times during the day when you just wish you had more help and you just wish that you didn't have the business you have and you just wish that you had never decided to have kids in the first place. But here's the thing. It is your experience of life, your experience of the busyness is not coming from your circumstances, is not coming from whether or not you have children or a business. Our experience of life is generated from the inside out. It is an experience that is based on our thinking. And if our thinking is very fast and very busy, you can expect the mental bandwidth, a bit like the computer, to be pretty low. And when the mental bandwidth is low, you're not going to feel a sense of space. Now, I could share this in millions of different ways, and I do so, okay? But one of the simplest ways for me has been in embodying the experience. So I really got this when I simply noticed that my insecure thinking about money, about my business, about my life had quietened down. And my feelings of lack of time, lack of space, lack of money also dissipated. Not because I changed my mindset to a more positive, abundant mentality, and not because I borrowed someone else's mindset. Like I used to borrow my coach's mindset, but the moment I wasn't with my coach, my mindset was still back on lack. Even though my coach's mindset wasn't necessarily at the same level of lack. So this isn't about changing mindset. This isn't about getting a better mindset of abundance. This is about an internal shift from a noisy, revved up, frantic mind that's filled with Bob the drunk guy sharing insecurities with you, that then informs your behavior to speed up, to hurry up, and to tell you you don't have space for your creative pursuits. You can't afford to be writing or painting or running or traveling because that Bob the drunk guy will tell you a lot of crap. So it's getting freedom, psychological freedom from that noise that in turn quietens down the mind, and as a result of that quieter, less revved up mind, we're wide open. Now it doesn't matter if we've got children or a business or a traveling schedule or a ton of marketing to do. Now we're just fresh and able to create and produce and do what needs to be done. And this is why, some of the busiest people in the world don't get overwhelmed. Like CEOs of companies, if they did constantly get overwhelmed, that would mean that everybody would leave that job. And I know many of them do, but again, there's an innocent mistake when we don't know that our experience of overwhelm, stress, busyness, lack of space is really an internal issue, not a scheduling issue, not a circumstantial issue. When we don't know that, it really looks like a good idea to leave the job. It really looks like a good idea to not have more children. It really looks like a good idea to break up with the husband that's not helping, but that is all simply moving the I don't know, what do we want to call that? That's just moving the pieces on the chessboard. I don't want you spending your life having to manipulate your circumstances, having to constantly live in changing your circumstances and battling your schedule. What I'm talking about here is so much more graceful, ladies. I'm talking about the fact that you have power right now to take care of your frantic, busy mind in whatever way feels good to you. This is one of the number one things I support my clients with. I won't be bashful here about the fact that my coaching is designed to specifically support you in getting psychological freedom from that level of insecurity and noise. But that's not the only way. That's not the only way you can do it. This is a natural phenomenon within you, that you are designed for well-being. I point you back there. The coaching I do points people back there. But you want to hear this deeply. Even if you weren't to engage that, you are naturally designed to quieten down. And so often what we do is when we get scared and we get insecure, we speed up. Do you know humans are the only species in the world to speed up when they get lost? If you look at the animal kingdom, when an animal is lost in nature, it stops still, gets present, quietens down, accesses its intuition, its wisdom, and then when it's ready, takes off in the right direction at the speed of light. So we have it all wrong, us humans, because we have learned that if we feel insecure, if we feel stressed, if we feel overwhelmed, we need to frantically, I don't know, like work more, make more money, get more clients, get it all sorted. And that's the wrong direction, right? From a quieter space, you know what to do. Your mental bandwidth opens up. Your ability to access the wisdom and direction comes forth. And guess what? You have all the energy you need to handle the busy schedule, to take care of the sick partner, to grow the business, to make the money. And so I really hope this is helpful today and speaks more deeply to our topic of creating space and when you always feel you need to be bringing money in. Please drop me a comment below. What's your question? Let's keep this conversation going. What are you hearing from this? What objection to this comes to mind? And I hope to be back with you later with a nice video from a gorgeous winery this evening. Lots of love, ladies, and here's to a quieter, gentler, internal climate and mind. Ciao!